Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat basketball channel. The Miami Heat defeated the Los Angeles Clippers 110 to 100 at Crypto Arena in Los Angeles. The Miami Heat are now 20 and 18 on the season. They're on a two-game winning streak, which is sadly the longest winning streak of the season for the Miami Heat. But fortunately, the Heat now are in the seventh seed in the Eastern Conference playoff race. They're actually only 6.5 games behind the first place Boston Celtics, which is quite ridiculous for how bad of a season and how inconsistent of a season the Miami Heat have had. So good signs. The Heat have won 4 out of the last 5 games, and they've also won 8 out of the last 11. And the Heat are currently on a 5-game West Coast road trip, and so they're 2-1 so far. And the lone loss they've had thus far was against the Denver Nuggets when they shot 1,000,000% from the free throw line, 3-point line, and from the field goal range. So the Miami Heat had another bounce back victory, which was great. And this game was interesting. The first half, the Miami Heat played pretty spectacular. They led by as much as 21 points in the third quarter. Going into halftime, they were up around 16 points, and they just played really great defensively as a team. They also were very effective offensively. Bam Adebayo had 16 points in the first half, and he was just doing a really good job being aggressive and taking some good mid-range jumpers and got some easy dunks in the first half. But in the third quarter, Miami Heat got outscored 34-14, which is just ridiculous. They're the worst team in terms of points per game. They're dead last in 30th place. The Clippers are not much better. They're in 28th place. And, the Heat just had another turd quarter, as we call it. They just simply vanish, disappear, and just don't know how to play offense anymore and can't make any shots in the third quarter. Like, it feels like that's the case every single game. And so the Heat had a 21-point lead, quickly get washed away. And Paul George had three-pointers in that quarter. And specifically, he had a pull-up tray to put Los Angeles ahead 77-75 with a few minutes left in the quarter and took back all of the momentum and deflated the Miami Heat in that third quarter. The Heat were able to bounce back. They scored 7 points to start the fourth quarter to take an 88-83 point lead. Luke Kennard stepped up in the fourth quarter, had 8 out of his 11 points in the fourth quarter, including a three-pointer that put the Clippers up by 1. But the Heat were able to put together a few defensive stops. They went to the zone, which was really effective, and that was anchored by Bam Adebayo and Victor Oladipo, who was a menace. On both sides of the floor. So the Heat were able to pull out this victory. It's very frustrating that this was another close game. The Heat simply, one, can't build large leads. I can't remember the last time the Heat had a 21 point lead in any game recently. But of course, once that evaporated, then going into the fourth quarter, the Heat had another clutch NBA game where it was within 5 points under 5 minutes, even though the Heat won by 10. It was a 5 point game again with like 3 minutes to go. And so the Heat have either 24 or 25 games like this out of their 38 games, which is just insane. And they lead the NBA in these close games. Like every single damn game is close and a nail biter. And I'm just tired of it. Like, why can't we just continue to maintain that 21-point lead? Like, we don't need to even extend it and put it into that 30 range. Just why can't we consistently run up the score? Our offense is just so frustrating to watch, especially in that third quarter. But again, nonetheless, the Heat were able to win. The victory was spearheaded by Bam, Tyler, and Victor. Bam was incredible. He finished the game with 31 points, 13 rebounds on 12 of 19 shooting. Had some awesome rim rocking slam dunks and some posters and some great putback finishes in that game. Tyler Hero also provided the spark for the Heat. He had 23 points on 7 of 15 shooting with 5 triples. He added 7 boards and 3 assists. And Victor Oladipo in his 11th game, he had his second best game of the season. Best game of the season was against the Jazz on New Year's Eve, where he had 23 points. Last night, Victor Oladipo again was a menace, as I mentioned earlier, on both ends of the floor. Um, he had 15 points, converting 6 of 11 field goals, and he hasn't really been shooting that well this season, so that was a good sign to see him shoot pretty well from the field. He also added 5 boards and 4 assists and 1 steal, and again providing pivotal defense on the Clippers guards and wings at the top of Miami's zone all evening long. Max Strus was the fourth player and only other player on the Heat with double figure scoring. He had 13 points with 3 triples and 7 rebounds. Good to see Max put together another good game. He's played well 3 out of the last 4 games, which is a good sign. He's a streaky player. He's a role player. So I don't have too many expectations for him to be consistent throughout the year because he's an undrafted role player. But nonetheless, I'm happy that he's putting together a few games. Miami is now 2 games above 500 for the first time all season. And so hoping we can string together a few victories. Next game is against the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow on TV, which I'm excited about. The Heat have not had many games televised nationally, so I hate the Lakers. Excited to see that they're the next opponent. That should be a victory, even though it's on the road. So looking to hopefully get a 3 game winning streak for the Heat. I don't even know if they've even had one 3 game win streak this season. It feels like they haven't. It feels like every time they win, they lose. So we'll see. So after that, to finish off the 5 game West Coast road trip, they're going to be playing the Suns on Friday night, which will be a big test. So if we can come out of this road trip, 5 game road trip, 4-1, I'll be happy. Even if we come out 3-2, I'll take it. So we'll see what happens. So thanks again for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks everyone. I'll see you guys.